Whew, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute, but I don't know. Let me catch you up. At one point, uh, me and both of my parents got COVID, all within a 3 day span of one another. It started with one person, then a day or two later the next, and then sure enough, I came third, last but not least. And I don't know, my mind thinks a certain way because I see all those videos, people in Florida not wearing their masks, saying, that the sickness is fake, that, they're never going to get the vid, they're never going to get sick from that, and it's fake and it's all a lie and stuff like that. And, that actually started to shape my mind in that direction a little bit. Like, yeah, I'm 31 right now. I have a great immune system. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. It's been like 2 years, maybe more. And I cleaned up my act. I don't mess around with anything anymore. I am guilty of smoking a little bit of bud. I'll smoke like half a bowl, like 2 or 3 times throughout the day and night. Yeah, but literally like an eighth of bud will last me a week. So I don't smoke how I used to. I just smoke to help up here a little bit. And man, it was bad. It was real bad. The first 3 days, like chills and stuff down my spine, hot and cold, sweating, pretty much like bedridden. Like I just couldn't get out of my bed, let alone my room. And it was bad, and it was hard to juggle everything at the same time. And so I was sick for like, 3 weeks, and then I got over it, and I started feeling better, and then my father and I went to our first live combat sports event. It was mostly MMA fights, but it was called Combat Night 3. It was put on by Cage Titans, and they're out of Plymouth, Massachusetts. It was really cool. I was very happy to be able to go to my first live event. This is a passion of mine that I started getting into around like 2019. Just like watching it, and then I started, watching lots of videos on striking and techniques and angles, cutting angles and everything like that. And I kind of like became obsessed with it, like kind of when I was younger and I played basketball, I put my heart into it and I got really good at it. And then I did music from 13 to 22 and I got really good at music. So, but then kind of like 24 to 29, I just was drifting. I was like in the midst of, an opiate addiction, and it took like 10 to 12 years of my life from me that I'll never get back. But that provided the fuel I needed to realize that then it's not gonna take another day from me. I'm not gonna let those drugs take a single moment from me again, because I'm a lot stronger now because of it. And that belief and that understanding that I overcame doing dope for 10 to 12 years. I like my odds with everything else now. Life's a lot simpler. um, I think at first the most overbearing thing for people is the plethora of emotions that you're going to be going through. Everything is just coming back, and it's so much. I'm almost 3 years clean now, aside from my marijuana. So I'm very happy. I'll be 3 years clean on March 24th of this year. And so the sporting event, yeah, it was great. There were actually four of my teammates competing that night. I only got to see two of them because I showed up a little later. But I was so happy. The two people I saw got first round finishes. It was so awesome to just be there. Not only the live sporting event, but knowing people, who are out of the same gym that I trained at. It's just exciting. I was so happy for them. And that was a big wake up call for me. So last night I was at the tail. So after that, like 4 days after we went to that event, I started getting sick again. It wasn't COVID. It was like a sinus infection and like everything blowing my nose and just coughing stuff up. And it was just sinus pressure all my nose into behind my eyes, your ear, and even like your whole throat going back. All that stuff is connected. And it just felt like so much sinus pressure. My ear was ringing at one point for like 6 hours one day, and then it stopped. And it rings every once in a while, and I'm like, why am I so stupid? Why don't I go to a doctor? So I'm actually going to the doctors today, not because of that, but because of a bunch of things. So the poor guy, I'm gonna go in there and just just like ventilate from my mouth, dude, and just explain so many things that are going wrong with me and my body and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot for him to probably try to digest. But, I have to do it. I've been putting it off forever. I want to check my organs. I want to check my heart, make sure everything's good. Because, I haven't done anything like that since I was like 17 years old or something. So I'm going to try to start taking care of my health more. I've been eating clean again. And last night I got over the tail end of that sinus infection. I went into sparring. I wasn't able to go as frequently to classes, and it really pissed me off. And last night I went in, and so, like when people were teaching me how to spar and stuff, it was kind of weird for me because in an MMA gym you spar light, you might even spar a little kind of medium, but you never really spar hard. You're not trying to knock each other out. You're not trying to actually be in a fight every round. That's not what it is. You see a lot of that in boxing gyms from what I see, but that's just, I was taught that this is how you get good at techniques. This is how you get good at being able to read things with your eyes. So over the past 6 to 7 months, I've been doing, heavy bag training, mitts. I haven't done mitts as much anymore. I just don't know why. I think my coach has a lot of stuff going on. So at first he was holding pads for me and stuff, but I think he's just probably wrapped up in so many other things right now because he's a busy man. And, but yeah, so the first 6 months, I had 2 speeds when I first went in there. I had go or don't go at all. It was all or it was nothing. I didn't know sparring etiquette. I didn't know any of this. So over those 4 to 6 months, I learned defense, and I got really good at using my length and my height to my advantage to evade punches, to slip, to always be out of range. Even instead of checking some of the kicks, a lot of times I'll just jump back and avoid the kicks altogether. Things like that. So I started to get really good with my defense. But the thing is, when I would spar with somebody, I would never hit them in the face unless they hit me in the face. Like if they hit me in the face or they were able to clip me, then I get kind of mad for a second and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get you back before that bell rings, best believe. But that was it. Other than that, I was focusing on defense and not letting my hands go. And I think I had a huge chip on my shoulder last night because of how long I'd been sick. And I walk in and it just, I don't know, I walked in and there were more people than usual. And just it felt like I was almost like a ghost in there. And I was like, I kind of had a chip on my shoulder about that. Kind of pissed, It's like I don't exist. I'm coming back in recovery and stuff like that. And this shit is vital to me, to find a place where I feel like I belong and find a place where I feel happy and at home and where I can be nice to people and they can reciprocate that and we can build friendships. We don't all have to be friends oh yeah, let's go kick it every day. But I just try to build good relationships whenever I can because that's just what type of person I am. And some people will resent me for that and some people will be sickened at the fact that I'm trying to be such a positive minded person. Whatever, dude. Most people like me, and the people who don't are just people who are probably polar opposites of me, pessimistic, miserable bitches, dude, to be real. And, I felt slighted, and I felt people probably doubt me. Everybody's waiting for me to fail or drop the ball. And I just came in with a huge chip on my shoulder, And I was thinking in my head when Forrest Griffin was yelling at some guy in the octagon saying, "The animal, Matt, the animal." His voice cracked and stuff because he was screaming because he knows the potential that fighter has. And the guy just didn't show it in the ring. I started thinking about that, dude, if I train like this, holding back and stuff like that, that's how I'm going to end up fighting when I get in there for the first time. I'm going to embarrass myself and I'm going to be even more depressed than I have to deal with depression all the time. So I let my hands go last night, I wasn't trying to be a jerk or hit hard or anything, but I just incorporated more offense and it worked great and it made me very happy. And I was riding a high after it. I only did 3 rounds and I took a break in between each round because I'm trying to not get sick again in my lungs. I'm trying to build up that cardio from scratch. So I did 3 rounds, took a break in between each one. And then I went and did some heavy bag training. And I realized I was sweating bullets, and it was the tail end of my sickness. So I hopped in the shower and I got out and I felt better. And I was still feeling that rush, that adrenaline from feeling great in sparring. And it's just something clicked. Why am I holding back? Because now I learned how to spar properly and have that etiquette, but just let's go. That's it. I was so shy. I was a not just gun shy, but I was a shy person in there. I don't want to hurt anybody. Or if I landed a little punch, I said, oh, you're okay. And that's just me. That's just what type of person I am, unless you do something to me or my family, then I'm not going to ask you if you're all right. And I'm going to put everything I have into every single strike. and I'm gonna make your temple a lot more indented than it already is. Like, I'm just sick in the head, dude. 90% of me, I'm like happy-go-lucky, super nice person. That other 10% is just so dark. I never like to go there. But I have to learn to tap into that. It's like a dark energy. It really is. It feels like dark. And I don't like that because I've been in the light lately. I've been trying to stay away from that stuff, all those pessimistic points of view and the addiction and just being like a kind of like doing whatever you want, not caring about other people. Like, those were shit moves. And I'm becoming a better person every day. But it validated me because I was going through a lot of depression when I was sick the past 6 weeks, asking myself, why am I even doing this? I'm 31, it's really hard to start at 30 or 31 and then actually become something big in the sport, like all these things in my head, and it just turned into anger, and I just let it turn outward, and I ended up having the best sparring night I've ever friggin' had. And I woke up today and that high was gone. But even when I got home last night, I was still like felt excited, energy, because it validated me to myself, about myself. So this is what martial arts can do. It can help you with your mental health. It can help you with your anger issues, and it can help you with your confidence. For the most part, I was always a real confident person, and I know that whatever I put my mind to, I could get good at because I've done that. I just have to have the passion for it. If it's something I don't like or I just don't care about, whether it's school, whether it's like, say it's a sport that I don't like and I just don't see the interest in, I'm not going to get that great at it. I'll get good at anything if I keep doing it, but the passion is what will let you do it long term. Like music, I was into music for like half of my life, and then it just kind of went out the window, But I'm going off on a tangent because I haven't spoke on here in so long. I'm sorry. Like I said before, I ran out of being able to continue talking. This always happens. I max out on my phone and it just cuts it off. And yeah, it's pretty upsetting to be real. But I just deleted some stuff to open about 6 minutes up. I don't even think I need the 6 minutes. I'm going to try to be quick. I just wanted to spread a positive message, and show you, like, I've been through the mud so many times in different situations in my life. And somehow, by the grace of God, I pull myself out of it, and other people help to pull me out of it, and God helps to pull me out of it. We can't do everything by ourselves, so be humble. When I go in there, I try to have wide eyes, and I try to have open ears. And as much as I love to talk, I try to minimize that so that I can learn, because that's the most important thing. The reason I feel like I'm getting so good at only training for 6 or 7 months at striking is because I was studying the videos like obsessively before I started even going to the gym. I programmed it into my head like that. I watched countless videos, countless fights, countless tips, and all those things. I wasn't just watching it for entertainment so I could be like, and just look at a screen with a flat face forever. I was analyzing it the whole time, subconsciously or not, or otherwise, whether I knew I was doing it or not. That's what was happening. And it's doing heavy bag training, it's doing, mitt work and pad work, and it's doing live sparring. But it's not just when I leave the gym, it's not just, back to my normal life. Like, this is it for me right here, I've been working dead-end jobs from 14 years old to 28 years old. And that's great. I mean, whatever, and that humbled me, and that's taught me all my roots. All my roots came from that hard work ethic, working hard, especially you're getting paid $9, $10, $11, $12, $12.50 maximum, working fucking shit jobs where they want you to move at a crazy rapid pace, but they're going to pay you shit. And I just did it. I just bit my tongue most of the time, and I just put my nose to the grindstone, or whatever they say. There's some stupid saying like that, right? So, and I went through with it, and I did that. That's great. And I don't mean to sound arrogant or sound like an airhead or anything like that, or an inflated ego, because it's not that. But I'm so done with that. It just took a lot for me not to swear because my emotions come out. I'm so done with it, because if I don't try to chase anything that I know I can become great at, that's what I'm going to be. I'm 31. When I'm 40, work dead-end job. When I'm 50, dead-end job. You ever heard of a lifer, dude? And I'm not talking prison. Like, I know people when I was working at Shaw Supermarket, stocking shelves and groceries and being kind to customers. I know people who are lifers. They've been, how long have you been doing this? I've been here 3 years. What about you? I'm 37. 52 years. What, 52 years? I don't even know if I'm going to live for 52 years, let alone work at the same spot. And I commend that and everything. That's great. I'm not trying to put them down. That's not going to be me over my dead body. That's not happening, okay? I feel like anything I've ever chased and done with like all my passion that I have for it, the true love for it, whatever it is, it was basketball, it was music, it was making music, it was doing live music, it was writing lyrics, it was everything like that, and anything that I've done for a year more or even less, I get good at. And most of us can do that. You just have to believe it and recognize that. Just look at your past experiences. Did you get really good at anything else that you've done in the past? So why the hell can't you do it for something new? You have to have that belief in yourself, and I lacked a lot of that until last night, and it was like an epiphany. It just hit me. So that's why I get the craving to talk, and not to, oh yeah, I got through it, I'm in a better mood, so let me just let people know. No, this is for you too. It's not going to reach that many people. I don't have that many subscribers, but at least everything I do, when I put this freaking red button on, I'm talking, and I'm talking real. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not trying to be friendly towards the YouTube algorithm so I can get more exposure. I don't care, dude. If it catches, it catches, but at least you're going to know I'm a real motherfucker at the end of the day. The only reason I cook all my videos, I say not made for kids, is because sometimes when I go on a rant, I start to swear a lot. I don't want kids to see that. It's not because, oh, I'm going to get demonetized. I don't make any money on this. Are you high, dude? I'm just doing this as a side gig, and if it ever goes anywhere, then that's a beautiful thing too. But this is a great outlet for me, and I feel like I want to share my struggle, my experience, and my perseverance to see things through to the end and to have happier, brighter days, because I know I'm not the only one who feels like this 90% of the time, okay? You can make it through, you can make it out, and you can make it happen. You just have to believe, and then you have to follow through and execute. All right, that's it, dude. But make sure, whatever it is, it's something you love to do, because we're not going to be here forever, and I don't know if there's an afterlife. I'm very religious, but I'm not going to get into religion or politics on this channel. But all I can say is, no matter how religious I am and I have faith, I don't know. We don't know what happens when we die. Is there an afterlife? Is there nothing? Or are we just empty? I'd be pissed if there was nothing, but then again, I guess I wouldn't, because there would be nothing. I can't be mad because I'm no longer there. So just the fact that might be how life is after this, make it count, dude. We're here for a reason, and not just for ourselves. We are here to grow as one and to inspire other people. I'm not saying this just because I'm an inspirational person. At one point, I wasn't at all, and I feel like I'm still struggling with that. But I get inspiration, and I draw inspiration from other people, and the best way to continue that is to pass it down. I'll see you guys at the next episode. End of rant. And until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Love you guys.